Hazy, sun, and hotter on Thursday. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, you can see we hit 87 today. That's what I expected this morning. That put us 2 degrees below the average. The average high is 89. But we're not going to see a day like today for quite some time. We did happen to hit 87 on July 1st, and then we jumped up 10 degrees to 97 on the 4th of July. So it does tend to run hot this time of year. The record high from 1936 still in place of 101 degrees. Now, we hit 88 today, to be fair, in Oak Ridge, Anderson County, but only 82 in Morristown and 80 in Jamestown. A lot cooler, 6 degrees cooler there in the heart of Cumberland County. Crossville coming in at 81 degrees today. 92 Chattanooga, 83 Johnson City. Our friends in Charlotte hit 92. While it was still hot like a firecracker in Columbia, South Carolina, they hit 97 this afternoon. But as far as the temperatures are concerned, it's going to be trending hotter. The ultimate Doppler radar not showing any precipitation, but you said some spots of rain were possible. I didn't get a spot of rain. That's okay, but some of you did. And I can prove it by showing some of the green dots that rolled through Clinton, Maynardville, Tazewell. In some areas this afternoon, we did see a few drops of rain. Didn't amount to much, certainly not a thunder threat, but there were a few drops of rain, as you can see. Let's replay that one more time. You can see right around midday, a couple of sprinkles, maybe a passing shower through Knox County, not much more than that. Marcos.com if you're in the mood for a late night snack or a late dinner. Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, they have locations. They have locations in Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. Check out their Pepperoni Magnifico for less than $10 for a limited time. And oh yes, the Pozzoli, a great lunch item, I might add. The pepperoni and sausage is my favorite. Check it out for less than $6 for a limited time. Marcos.com. Radar shows it's quiet now. It's not going to change tonight. Mostly clear. We'll say, less humid. I like less humid. So do you perhaps? As we'll get a little break tonight and into tomorrow morning for sure. No rain to talk about for a little while. Well, all the rain from what was left of Burrell moved up toward Michigan, Lake Superior, eventually Lake Huron, and up now toward parts of New England where they've been still dealing with tornado watches in Burgundy up there. Houston, Texas, even after they got hit by Hurricane Burrell, they're still under heat advisories as thunder continues to pop across parts of the Lone Star State. And boy, they talking about heat out west. That purple color, that fuchsia color represents excessive heat warnings. You're talking about Southern California. You're talking about the Vegas area. Vegas is complaining about the heat. That's Clark County. You know it's hot, no doubt. And that runs till 11 o'clock Pacific time on the 12th. That's not even tonight. That's 2 days from now. By the way, headlines, hazy sun, hotter Thursday. Very hot to end the week. And dangerously hot, I might add, when you couple it with the humidity going into early next week. And I only point this out. Again, Captain Accurate uses his words carefully. If I can get you thinking mentally for the dangerous heat and humidity that arrives this weekend and beyond, then I've done my job. Because your heating and air conditioning, we'll say now air conditioning, if it's not in tip-top working order, you need to fix that. You need to get ahead of the curve because this hot weather was a break today, but it's only going to come racing back this weekend. Let me show you the humidity. It's really nice because it's disappearing late tonight. There's 3 in the morning. There's no humidity. It feels great tomorrow morning. Even by 7 or 8 o'clock, it might be on the increase a wee bit, but it's not as bad as the darker green coloring, which stays away from us for a little while. 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, no humidity. It's hotter because we'll be around 91 degrees, but at least it's a dry 91 degrees. It's not humid. That comes later in the weekend. And then by 7 o'clock Friday, no humidity. And then eventually it starts to ease back in here. You can see some of the darker greens moving in by 8 o'clock Saturday morning. By midday Saturday, it's icky, it's sticky. And now, by Saturday afternoon, we're headed toward 98 degrees, with a feels-like temperature probably closer to 105. Heat advisories, which are issued by the National Weather Service, you can expect those to come in the next few days. That's my expectation. I don't control that, but I can see they're going to be hitting that criteria. There will be likely some heat advisories in East Tennessee and maybe throughout the state, because by 8 o'clock Saturday night, it's the swamp in terms of humidity. And yes, temperatures on Sunday are no cooler. In fact, it's hotter. We're still in the 98, 99 range going into Monday, Tuesday of next week. It's crazy. Now, if you look at the 7-day outlook from the National Hurricane Center, they have newly placed a 10% chance that we get another named storm in yellow. Now, the 20% chance in the Pacific we're not too focused on, but the areas south of, say, South Carolina, or east of Georgia and Florida might develop into something, but again, a disturbed weather is certainly assured. Whether or not it gets the name Debbie is still yet to be determined. And again, if you're about probabilities, there's only a 10% chance that it gets named Debbie. We do know that in August, September, historically speaking, that's when hurricane season reaches its fever pitch. It reaches a fever or a crescendo, usually around Labor Day, but September 10th is usually the peak time where we see a lot of storms. And that could be in a quantity or in one or two monster storms. We'll have to wait and see. Now, there aren't a lot of clouds tonight. Some of them are passing by, but we'll call it mostly clear, less humid. Storm Prediction Center talking about some darker green areas tomorrow. We're talking Phoenix and Tucson for an isolated severe storm or two. Rapid City, South Dakota could have some severe weather, isolated as it may be, but nothing to see in East Tennessee for Thursday. And we're going to be void of any precipitation on Friday, so we really don't have any concerns there either. Friday looks quiet, maybe some general thunderstorms back toward Boone, North Carolina. Now, Futurecast shows this big bubble, no trouble, in the wake of the front begins to move overhead. So we have lots of sunshine tomorrow, a little bit of model noise in those little green echoes, but most of the rain is up toward Chicago or north of Louisville and back towards southern Indiana. We move into, or if you head eastward toward Virginia Beach, the beaches may be dealing with more showers with this slow-moving system crawling up the I-95 corridor. But further west, Bowling Green, Louisville, 5 o'clock Friday, maybe a few hit-or-miss showers, but we're going to be staying out of the fray, out away from the rain. I think all this you see on Saturday is just noise, as we'll stay, I think, dry for the foreseeable future until next week. Future visibility. What about the fog? If you look at Tazewell, if you look at Sneedville, you look at Morristown, there's a chance for some patches of fog the way things are trending into tomorrow morning. This represents about 7:45 tomorrow morning, about 8:30 or so, but that too shall pass. So for tonight, mostly clear. Or maybe it's, less humid. Pair of sixes, but it will be cooler than that. If you're in, say, La Follette, 64 with some fog. 62, Wartburg. And we could drop as low as 61 for Oneida, Jamestown, Crossville, Fairfield Glade. 64 for Morristown. I'll tell you what, a little slice of nice, so get up early tomorrow. It'll be nice. But I did not promote the humid weather for the description tomorrow. I just call it hazy sun, and it's hotter. Because today was 87, tomorrow's 91. That is a 4-degree jump. Now, yesterday we were at 95. Today was 87, so it was an 8-degree cool down today. We were 8 degrees cooler today versus yesterday, but tomorrow we're jumping up 4 degrees, and it's going to only get hotter. Even though the winds are out of the northeast 5 to 10, that'll keep the humidity down just a wee bit, but it will still be hot here in the Central Valley. 92 for Athens. 87 for Crossville. Look for a high in Oneida at 86. Should reach about 88 for our friends in La Follette, Campbell County. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast for Knoxville, East Tennessee. Friday, 96. Blazing hot. If you've seen this on Facebook already, these are not misprints. I could have very easily put a 100 in there for good measure. But psychologically, I can tell you this, it's going to feel like 105 range. And when you get to that range, heat advisories are quickly issued by the National Weather Service. So once we reach a 105 feels like, which is the same thing as the heat index, you're going to start to feel like, man, this is bad, because it's one day after the other. Like dominoes, each day represents a very hot day. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it continues on. Could find a lot of rain on Thursday of next week. That's the trend. But when you've got lows in the low to mid 70s, it's going to feel like the swamp. And then you might be talking heat indices around 105 to 110. And then you're talking excessive heat warning. So all of it's on the table. That's my expectation. Could it change? Absolutely. But at the very bare minimum, I think we're in the upper 90s, but it's going to feel like it's triple digits in the foreseeable future. By the way, keep track of it all. The humidity, the temperature, using the free Captain Accurate weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. It's all easy to do. Just search the 2 words, Captain and Accurate, and at the App Store, Google Play, and it'll show up. It also works very well on your iPad. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's great to have Pete Michaels. When you have traffic, weather and traffic perfect together. We'll see you here next time. Take care.